This is a 2000 F350 Super Duty XL utility truck. And it's got a problem with the batteries going dead. It has a Powerstroke diesel in it. This Super Duty has 191,000 on it. Manual transmission. First thing I want to check, see how much juice it's got in it. It's really not so good for being on charge and having two batteries in it. I mean, it's just pretty much a trickle charger, but it's been on it for a good while. And dropping with the door open. Let's check, see if it changes on the other battery. Same results, same voltage. And let's see if it'll start up on that. It will not. I noticed the cable sparking real hard when I pulled on and off of the battery, and I got a 35 amp charger on it. Couldn't bring the battery voltage above 8 volts. I thought it's got a huge draw on it somewhere. So first thing I went for was this, they call it a relay, but it's a solenoid. It runs this heater on the intake. Anyway, this was smoking hot, but you can see there. The solenoid stuck on. I took a voltmeter and checked for 12 volts on either terminal, and it doesn't have it yet. The solenoid's powered on or stuck on, so it's going to get a new one. And then there's another solenoid that runs the glow plugs. I'm going to go ahead and change it while I'm in here. It's a taller one. The shorter one is the one that's fried up. It runs this heater. So, say a big clue was the charger couldn't keep up with the amount of amps being drawn out of the system. It was just making the cables hot. So I went over to the Ford store and got a new one. They've sold 16 of these already this year, so one size fits all. I have to take this plug-in off of it. And the only thing you need to really do is unhook the battery. I've got one side unhooked already anyway. Take these 10mm nuts up that's holding it down. Take these two terminals off, don't get them mixed up. And these 1/2 inch or 13mm lugs, don't get those backwards or mixed up. Get these mixed up with that. thing for this one. This truck also had a problem with staying running with the switch turned off. I assume it was back feeding through this solenoid circuit stuck closed. Went ahead and took this 13mm cap nut loose and all, took the beauty cover off so I can get a better look at what's happening. I took the pigtail off of this one because this one doesn't accommodate it. I loosened the 13mm or 1/2 inch nuts up first, the heavy with stuff, then the smaller stuff, then the 10mm nuts that's holding it on. And I'll just slip it right in there, lift the stuff up, and set it back down on it. And it's sparking now. Make sure your wire ain't burned up or anything. That solenoid been stuck on was knocking this alternator out too. And I don't know if it's baked or not. I'll put this back together and see. I checked this plug-in. It didn't have the right voltage on it. With the switch on and it running, there should be 12 volts on both of these wires. Fuse 6, I think, and fuse 29 maybe inside. I don't know. It's 5 amp inside, 10 amp out here. Good, the new guts are installed. Plug this. Now I suppose I can check the voltages on this with the switch on. Shouldn't have that big arcing going on. Shut the door on it. Let's get shut. Looks good. Okay, on the red wire I've got, it should be 12 volts if the batteries was up. And on the green wire, probably half of that or something. It's at 3 volts. I've got about 12 volts on the red wire, or orange, whatever color, or orange with blue tracer. The green with red comes off the ignition switch through fuse 29. And I don't have 12 volts on it. So fuse 29. Fuse 30, fuse 31, 30, 29. It's a 5 ampere, so it's going to be that one. You got a problem? I think maybe it does. And the 5 amp fuse is blown. So I'm going to stick a new 5 amp fuse in there. It should have, if it didn't fry the alternator being stuck on all the time, the alternator should start working again. Stick a new 5 amp fuse in it. I've got the switch on. Got almost 12 volts total system power. Let's see if this green wire's got 12 volts on it now. And it's got as much as it can for. It looks pretty good. Should have 12 volts on that, 12 volts on the other one, on the red one. Looks good. Should have an alternator working. I'm going to go ahead and turn the switch off and plug that back in the back of the alternator. Okay, that's the starting voltage. See what happens when I start it up. headlights on high at an idle. I'm back in business. Put it back together. These come off by squeezing this hump in the center and pulling it off. This is the back of the knee bolster. It's got like screw heads on it. Put that back on there. Just be sure all the screws are turned sideways. Back in business. See the connectors all the way down. Put the beauty cover back.